Hi, welcome again to the Sustainable Construction Podcast with Green Easy. We'd like to welcome today John Cullum from the company called Green Wings Energy Solutions, based in Bournemouth in the south of England. John is a green energy efficiency specialist, and I've got some questions for him today. So if you'd just like to introduce yourself first, that would be great.
Good morning, and thank you very much for allowing me on today, Tom. It's nice to see you. I've been running Green Wing Energy Solutions for the past 11 years, so established in 2009. Really predominantly to help businesses find fit for purpose, proven energy water saving solutions. I felt back then, so back in 2009, that there wasn't really anybody supporting to a great extent. There were lots of different technology companies out there, but there weren't many companies that were able to sort of glue everything together and support clients in a way where they could introduce technologies and with some real impact and quick ROIs and really good energy savings. So that's been the journey so far. Hasn't been straightforward. There's been all sorts of challenges that have come along the way, but it's gathering some pace now, which is interesting.
Okay, great. So you mentioned just now about energy and water saving solutions. So what sort of water and energy saving solutions does your company actually offer to businesses, and how they operate?
Yeah, so we provide quite a range, and we work with all sorts of different technology partners, and over the years I've developed those relationships. So anything from traditional renewable energy solutions, so I think products like solar PV, EV charging, which is very, very popular at the moment. Energy monitoring, so we work with an energy monitoring company to be able to assess and identify savings through energy monitoring. And of course, energy monitoring helps to prove concepts of the various technologies, the retrofittable technologies which are out there. So technologies that work on aircon, refrigeration, those sorts of solutions that have become more apparent over the last few years. There's technologies that work on fossil fuel appliances, so gas appliances that I've worked on in the past and had some success with. And more recently, water is an area that is a focus for a lot of businesses. So there's some technologies which apply to reducing water consumption, such as the Propel Air toilet which reduces water consumption by 84%. So quite a vast range of knowledge and different technologies that we have as a company to be able to find the right sort of solutions for the clients, depending on what sort of consumption they have and what sort of focus they have on their business, their budget, of course. So that's kind of it, really.
Okay. So what are the challenges that you have faced running your business, and how have you overcome them since you started?
Yeah, quite a few. So one of the major ones is being patient. Even though you might have the best technology in the world to offer, and it might be absolutely perfect for the client, it might not be a good time. So you have to be patient and do a lot of proof of concept. So again, you might have 15, 20 case studies on a particular product and endorsements coming out of your ears, but you still have to prove concept, whether it's a small business or a large group of, say, hotels, for example. You still have to prove concept within the business that you're working with, and that can take anywhere between 6 to sometimes 2 years, in fact, depending on the technology. Fortunately, that's progressing quicker now, because energy monitoring is far quicker to use and install and identify savings. And there's actually people out there that are actually focused on it within organisations. So if they've got the tools to do that, then they can prove concept of the technologies a lot quicker than you could when I started over 10 years ago. So that's the sort of challenge that I've overcome, is utilizing energy monitoring to be able to prove concept a bit quicker, and obviously recognizing that that you have to be patient and wait for the budgets to be approved for various solutions before you can support your clients. So that's been the main challenges, I would say.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for that. So that goes on to the question, where are you seeing the most amount of interest in your business at the moment?
At the moment, it's weird. It changes, but more recently, I guess because of the sheer amount of volume of electric vehicles that are coming onto the market, we're seeing a lot of interest with EV chargers. So a lot more companies are interested in putting or looking at EV chargers in their car parks, and supporting, I guess, their clients and their own employees when they obviously look to change from a petrol diesel vehicle to an EV vehicle, so electric vehicles. So a lot of interest in electric vehicles. That then obviously, EV chargers, and then that then encourages more interest in things like solar PV. So that's definitely seeing a lot more interest now to move towards an electric powered business or electric powered home, moving away from fossil fuel fed appliances such as gas boilers, perhaps putting in air source heat pumps, solar PV, so renewable energies that can help to power vehicles electrically. So that's the change we're seeing. The other thing that we're seeing progress in is the Powerwall, Tesla Powerwall, or similar types of battery storage solutions for homes and for businesses. So that's gathering some pace now and interest. And again, the technologies are developing quite rapidly to competitive technologies in the UK, competing with the likes of Tesla. So that's really interesting to see out there. So yeah.
And you talked previously to me outside of this podcast about sort of smart technology within sort of larger companies like heating systems, where you add a smart sort of operating system, which will then reduce the sort of energy consumption. Is that something you could explain to us a bit more?
Yeah, so certainly. So there's a product called Smart Cool, which we partner with a company called Smart Cool that provides a solution that works on air conditioning and refrigeration, and that's effectively a smart control system that bolts on. It's a retrofit product that can be applied to any new or old air conditioning, chiller, refrigeration system, and effectively reduce the runtime hours of that compressor without affecting the environment or having any kind of negative impact on the production of what the aircon or the refrigeration does. So that's a really good product that has been successful within companies like the Marriott Hotel. More recently, David Lloyd have seen some good results with it, and so we're progressing with that. And obviously, as more and more companies invest in heat pumps and air conditioning, as our winters get a bit milder, people tend to, and our summers are warmer too. Aircon seems to be, it has been over for many years now. It has been, established in lots and lots of organisations. So if we can find retrofittable solutions that have no negative effect on the impact of what those air conditioning and refrigeration units do, then that's a really, really good product that I'm happy to recommend. So sort of savings there are roughly about 30%, which is huge. So if a big plastics manufacturer uses a lot of air conditioning to cool all of its equipment, that's a huge saving a year that they can achieve. And there's also finance options around that as well. So where you're talking £50,000-100,000 investment, with a 2-year payback, that's a fair chunk of change to have to find. So there's finance options around that to be able to effectively make it a cost neutral type project. So involved in those sorts of those sorts of projects across hotel groups and bigger leisure centres and organisations that use a lot of refrigeration and air conditioning within their organisations.
Okay, cool. You said about projects like the Marriott hotel that you worked on. Do you want to give us an example, a case study of?
Yeah, sure. So a few products over the last 5 years, been working with them and helping them to, ultimately reduce their impact on the planet and reduce their energy bills. Again, having to do proof of concepts of certain technologies. So I've used Smart Call successfully within the Marriott hotel. I've used some products on gas to reduce gas consumption, which has been successful throughout quite a few of the hotels. And we're engaging all sorts of different technology partners to help with things like EV charging, LED lighting projects, in car parks, and in all sorts of different environments. So I'm fortunate in a way that I've built those relationships over the years to be able to, feel confident about recommending those technologies into the likes of the Marriott and delivering a really good product and project for them. So, that's something that's quite close to my heart, and I have to make sure that the products work and the products deliver on what we say they're going to deliver on, and working with the right sorts of people within the Marriott hotel group, helps to sort of move that all forward and prove it internally within that particular hotel group.
Great, that's really interesting. So finally, can we talk about your plans for the future of your business and how you see it sort of panning out over the next 5 years?
Yes, good question. So after this coronavirus, then things have changed, I think, indefinitely. But I'm finding that I'm doing a lot more business online, which is good. So these sorts of conversations that I'm having with customers and not having to travel so much, really. So that keeps costs down and reduces carbon emissions in terms of the travel. But so plans really are to continue what I've been doing. Lot of proof of concept projects that I've achieved over the last couple of years are now being rolled out across different clients. So making sure that I'm delivering on all of that, reaching out to more clients in the hospitality, manufacturing industries. There's a huge amount of work still to be achieved out there with all these technologies. So there's a lot of knowledge share that's required and lots of marketing to be done to be able to get the messages across. I still feel there's some way to go in this country to really get on top of things and take advantage of these solutions. So really just going to keep doing what I'm doing and focusing on working with my technology partners and using them where I can to support my clients. And then just keeping an eye on things, really, seeing what's going on out there and where the interest lies. And moving forward from there. So a lot more collaborative working opportunities as well. So we provide referral agreements with a few companies too. So that helps as well. So where you've got clients that or contacts that you feel that you're happy to refer across, then we will honour that and work with you to support your clients. So that's another area that I'm focusing on too.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thanks for coming along to be interviewed today by the Sustainable Construction Podcast. John, it's really interesting to talk to you and learn about your company. We'll put if you want to find out more information about what John does and contact him, his details will be in the end credits. So yeah, and if you have any questions, you can always write them in the comments section of the podcast, or contact him directly. But again, thank you very much, John, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Tom. Have a great day.